My name is Sanford Amponsa, aka CashMo, and this is CashMoTv. And today I'm excited, I'm honored to even have the opportunity to do this conversation. You know, I told you I don't do interviews, right? So yeah, as always, you know I'm gonna ask. Subscribe. Help me grow. If you can subscribe, at least like the video or share the video. It costs you nothing. I always say it's free. Hey, they don't ask you no social, nothing. It's right there. Yeah, just hit subscribe, help me grow. Because like I said, CashMoTv, we here to learn, inspire, and just shine a spotlight on our brothers and sisters who doing things in the community and anything to help. All right. So once again, I got another great conversation with an amazing woman. I mean, her story is unbelievable. All right, so stay tuned, get ready, get you some apple juice, get you some cranberry juice, get you whatever you sipping on, and let's go ahead and make this right. All right, CashMoTv, let's go. All right, CashMoTv, we back live in Columbus, Ohio. All right, and today, like I said, I'm honored to be in this room with this amazing lady, and I'm not even gonna give her the introduction. I'm gonna make her introduce her own self. Today I'm here with Mrs.
Angelina Yaboa.
Mrs. Angelina Yaboa. You know, the Yaboa. The Yaboa gotta come in, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, Angelina Yaboa. You go and invite some Ghanaian woman. Angelina Yaboa. That be now it's Yaboa. Now, okay, Yaboa. That means that Yaboa. It sounds like but how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome. That's awesome. Great seeing you.
Thank you for inviting me. Actually,
you are more than welcome. Thank you for being here. You know, thank you for being here. It's not a lot of people that you can reach out to and, you know, ask them to come and share their story, that, you know, they honor your invitation. So I really you know, I appreciate this. Let's start by saying somebody will say, oh, this is a dumb question, but it is not, because I always say in all my interviews, I say it, even a company like McDonald's are still making commercial. Why? Because they want to grow, right? So they still want people to hear about them. So if someone is watching CashMoTv and they don't know who Mrs. Yaboa is, who is Mrs. Angelina Yaboa?
Wow. That's taking me back
interview question.
Taking it back to first grade, writing myself.
Myself. My name is, I am 2 years old. Where?
I guess it's just, I am just a lady who's trying to make a mark in this world. Okay. Pretty much. Okay. And change things. Because I am a firm believer in being in this world for a purpose. So always being able to find your purpose, find your reason, what drives you, and then try to change the world as you go.
Right. I like that. And they are better brothel. I'm going to hear a lot of brothel here on CashMoTv. So I have to bring my brothel game, all right? Because you already started with Yaboa. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. But once again, like I said, I thank you for coming. So, you know, of course, I know my brother Clint. He's a wonderful brother of mine. And, you know, I personally, I couldn't make it to you guys' wedding because I also had a program at the same time when, you know, you guys, the wedding was going on. But I've never met you till today, really. But I've heard wonderful things about you.
Thanks.
Then I saw your post on Facebook. And I was just amazed because, you know, in our African community, normally they don't share these things, you know, when they're going through stuff like, or what you went through, you know, they don't share. So when I saw your story, I was like, wow, I gotta find a way to reach out to this sister for us to know her story, because I know there's many of us that's going through it, But since nobody know it, they share we keep it to ourselves. Before we know it, we are no more, and people don't know what happened. But if we had a lead, someone that we can, reach out to when we're going through these times, you know what I'm saying? It will be a great beneficial to all of us. So that's why I invited you here on CashMoTv to come and share your story, and also see how we can inspire the next person or even help someone who might be going through this situation. So let's just start by saying what happened. Someone might be asking, what happened? What story is this guy talking about? So where can we start as far as this conversation? When did you notice? First of all, what was it? What did you have? So people will also
breast cancer.
Breast cancer. Okay.
Long story short, or the gist of it is breast cancer, and nobody wants to hear anything affiliated with cancer, regardless.
Yes. Of course. And your Clinton because the word cancer, as soon as you said it, yeah.
It's a challenging word to swallow. I'm not even gonna say a pill to swallow, because usually pills are meant to make you get better or feel better or adjust whatever situation you're going through. But this was not a pill. It was a life-changing alteration, and yeah, I'm just thankful. I'm so thankful to be here to see December 2020, and with everything going on in this world, I'm just thankful. I don't care Corona or now Corona, whatever. I'm just thankful to be alive and to be here right now. So,
well, let's get into it. Thankful to be alive and to be here right now. So when did you notice that something is not right? When did you notice that something was seem right?
So Clint and I got married in September of 2018.
Okay.
In November, December, one morning we woke up from bed and I saw bloody spots where I lay, and I was a little bit alarmed. But you know how we Ghanaian, the mentality, it will probably go away, it's probably nothing. But it kept continuing. So I was speaking with, I spoke to one of my cousins, and she said, girl, you might be pregnant, just go check. And I'm like, okay, but we're not even like trying. She's like, just go check, So I did a pregnancy test and it was negative. So now I'm just like, okay, now I'm alarmed.
Right.
And it's only from one side, my right breast. And so I went to the clinic closest to me, because I'm like, it's probably not anything.
So let me get this straight. I'm not trying to be all graphic with it, but was the blood coming from
my nipple?
From your nipple?
Yeah, like a breast milk will come out from the nipple.
My God.
The discharge, and when you squeeze it, it comes out.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Okay. All right. So continue the story. So you call, that just because that's not where I was. Let's just continue it because. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I went to the clinic and they did a swab and they said it's probably an infection, but they felt a lump. And so he had me go do a mammogram and everything came back. I did the test, everything came back, and I had a lump, but it was benign, meaning it was just a fibro, it was just a cyst.
Okay.
Not cancerous, nothing. And the swab he did came back as an infection, so he gave me antibiotics. So I took the antibiotics for like 7 days. It stopped for like 1 day. And it came back, the spotting came back. Like, I don't know how many bras I've been through. I don't know how many nursing pads, because it got to a point where I guess I was getting self-conscious a little bit about the whole situation. So I tried nursing pads, I tried sorry to say this, but I tried sanitary pads as well, like cutting it, like try and like stop and try and help myself as well. So fast forward. Now I had
at the time where you was trying all these pads, was it still blood?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was still blood coming out. It was still and then my OBG gave me. She also did another test, and she also gave me a 10-day antibiotic to take. Forget it. Antibiotic was just not working, and she's like, I don't understand. When I tested it, it's a virus and it's an infection, and so I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm done with you people.
Wow.
So I'm like, it's not hurting me. Like, I don't feel like I'm hurting or anything.
So when you squeeze, you didn't used to feel no pain or anything?
There's no pain.
There's no pain.
This is really, literally, there was no pain. Wow. So fast forward 2019. It was around, a year later, 2019, around November. I was going to the gym with one of my friends, and as we were going up and down the corridor doing exercise, I'm like, I feel weird. Like, my breasts hurt more than, like, you know, when you're on your period, like, it's different, it's tender, blah, blah. But this time it hurt, and it hurt in a different spot. So I was like, it's probably nothing. And then I started paying attention to the discharge, and this time it was orange in color and it was thick, like it was different. So I'm like, okay, this is different. Like, the bloody discharge is not normal, but at least I'm used to that one. Right, but this is different, and also I felt a bigger lump at the top. So I'm just like, oh, it's probably another cyst. I don't need to worry about, blah, blah, blah. And then I made an appointment with my OBG, and she had me go see a breast specialist at Mount Carmel. So they did a mammogram, they did everything. They called me December 2nd of 2019, and I was at work when she called, and she's like, oh, can you talk? I'm like, yeah, sure, I can talk. I'm at work, but I could talk. And she's like, okay, so your results came back, and I am sorry to say,
my God,
but it had cancer cells.
Wow.
And it's a progressive cancer, and I'm just like, wait.
Wow. I'm even glad that, you know, you are laughing out to this interview, because that makes me even feel even better, you know, because like I'm against that maybe over in the tissues every second.
I have cried enough.
Wow.
I have given this thing enough. I don't want to say babying, or I'm at the point where regardless of what is going to happen, when I wake up in the morning and I'm alive, I am going to live my best life.
Amen to that. Wow.
It took some getting and working to get to this point. And going through this, I understand why people fall into depression. I understand why, you know.
Right. But let me get into that part. So when you heard that, when she said, this is what we found, you are work, we all know. We all know when you are working, you hear and news that you don't want to hear. Whatever you are doing, it just completely go blank. So what happened when you got that call and she said what she said?
I was at work, and I just, as you said, after the C word, I didn't hear anything else.
Wow.
I can't even tell you what she kept on saying. All she said, all I remember is, I'll need you to come in, and thankfully I have an app on my phone with them where, you know, appointments and stuff I set up, and I didn't hear anything. But my manager had gone through this before. It's in her family, so going through the mammogram and all, like, she knew. And she would always talk to me, and she's like, you don't have anything to worry about, it's not in your family, it's not genetic, like, you don't have. So when funny thing was, she was walking by my desk when I heard the news, and I was just like bawling, like, wow. I was crying, bawling, and the only way I can describe for people to understand is, you know how you watch movies and like you feel like they're being so dramatic. They hear bad news and they can't feel nothing. They just fall. Like when I say, I used to think people are so dramatic, and remembering that time, and I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't feel myself. I couldn't feel my legs. And I don't like, my supervisor was passing by my desk. I don't know how many times she was calling me.
Drums, you wouldn't hear if Clint hit the reggae. No. Okay, then that means it was serious. Because you know, when your husband is behind the drums, if you don't hear it, then yeah, it was serious. Yeah.
But and I was just, I remember I turned to look at her, and she's like, oh no, Angie, oh no, because it's like, I don't know, but she just knew the news I had received, and then she brought me tissues. Yes, right. She brought me tissues, and she said, when you're ready to talk, just come into my office. So I was sitting there for like, I don't know what did not go through my mind. I'm like, why me? Why now? I'm newly married. Like, what am I going to do? I have a 13-year-old. What am I going to do? And you start thinking about the things you should have done, what you should have planned for, what I wasted my life on. And I'm sitting, I'm like, God, how can you allow this to happen? It's not like we don't communicate every day. Like, you could have warned me. You could have talked to me. You could have told me something. Right. And I was just like, ugh. So my manager came back and she's like, do you need to leave? It was even the end of the day, but I was just at work doing my work. Anyway, that's besides the point. And she said, can you drive home? Do you need me to drive you home? Do you need me to call Uber? Like, are you okay? And I was like, oh, my husband will come get me. And then it hit me. Oh my God, I have to tell him.
Wow. Then it hit me, I have to tell him. This is CashMoTv once again. As you are, hearing this amazing story here, like I said, don't just keep it to yourself. Make sure you do subscribe and share, so someone also can know what that's going on. Then it hit you that you gotta tell your husband. He's coming to pick you up.
He didn't even know he was even gonna. I drove to work.
Okay. So you call him to come and get you.
Yeah.
And I can already see Clint's face. Well, who said the wife up on with the smile always, probably jamming in his car, get to the parking lot with the Spider-Man car. That's always Clint drive like 150 miles per hour.
What?
You don't know.
No, he does not.
Oh, not anymore.
Oh, maybe.
Not anymore. Yeah, not anymore. Because he got rid of the sports cars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Clint had a sports car. Yeah.
He still has it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then he don't drive it with you.
No. Yeah, he's the safest driver I know.
Yeah, because Clint can get into New York within 5 hours.
Well.
Yeah. On 8 hours, we will take 8 hours. Clint can get to New York in 5 hours. Yeah, but I'm glad. So I can already picture him coming in, you know what I'm saying? Maybe power praises for, and you'll be on Beto Sunday, or Jemmy 2 in the car, and here you are, you walk outside.
Yeah, when he came, I was actually outside walking around. Like, I was trying, I knew I couldn't drive. I mean, my job is 5 minutes from the house, but I just knew I couldn't drive.
It was 5 minutes.
Yeah.
From the house. And on Franklin told me if I was.
No, he was on his way home from work.
From work. Okay.
Yes. So when I texted him, I don't even think I called him. I think I had text because if I hear his voice, I'm gonna cry all over again. Like. So I think I texted him to come pick me up, and he asked if everything is okay. Is my car okay? And I was like, yeah, just come pick me up. So I remember him driving, and I was walking, I think I was by the street or something, and then he had just pulled, and I sat in the car, and he was ready. I'm like, hold on, I need to talk to you about something. And he looked at me and he's like, what?
I didn't see any worry. When she got was I can already see the nervousness in Clint's face, like, you're worrying,
and my understanding was I didn't want to wait to get home because our son is home.
Right.
And I didn't know how I was going to react to his reaction.
Right.
So I was like, we need to talk about this, deal with it before we get home. So yeah, I put that burden on him to drive with that information, drive us home, even though I couldn't.
Right.
So I told him in the car, and he just like, we're both in the car bawling, and he's like, he just said, you know, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. You're not gonna die. You're gonna be fine. I'm like, how you know? How you know that? And it's just like, it's just the things that, and that's the problem with hearing something negative.
Right.
It eats your mind.
Yeah,
it's not even about, that's
else.
it.
Right.
So once you let that thing win in your mind, that's when it gets you to a place of, I can't go on anymore. I can't do this anymore. And that's when people talk about, oh, people being depressed, it's not that serious, just get up and, no, it is serious. It's crippling, because your mind, if your mind doesn't activate your body to move, it's not gonna happen.
It's true. Yep.
So
That's true.
yeah, so we started with, they started doing testing, genetic testing came back, it's not genetics. It's not in my family.
So that means nobody in your family.
Nope.
But that was my next question that I was going to ask you is,
I'm glad I beat you to it.
Yeah. But that was my next question was, is anyone, in the family that has, this?
Nope.
Nobody.
No one in my family has breast cancer. And I can't pass. It's not the genetic type where I can pass it on to my kids. Like, it's just coming out of nowhere. I shouldn't have had it because it's not part of my age group. Yeah, it's happening to people, all right, but not in my age group. 1, 2, it's not in my bloodline, my genetics, whatever. And 3, they did another test. So every time they did a test, it came back with something negative. So every time they did a test, they see something about it that makes it more advanced than they thought it was. And it's like, initially, it wasn't the type that I would need chemo.
Okay.
They did a test, they did a genetic thing, it came back, it's like the way it is, I will have to do chemo. She wants to know if, she wanted to try chemo first to see if it can shrink before, because if not, then they will, because I had that lump and then they discovered another one, and then plus the first one that I have, so I have 3 now. Wow. That being 3, after the surgery, turned out I had 5 lumps in one breast. Jesus. So I had to get the whole thing cut off. So yeah.